3411.
And we'd like to thank One Tom Plumber for sponsoring our KRIM Community Spotlight program. Good morning, Rim Country. Chris Higgins in the studio here at Sawmill Theaters. And we are going to be talking about a organization in town that is just doing great things, has been doing great things for a while now for our students here in the community. And the organization is the Aspire Arizona Foundation. And in the studio to talk more about this organization is President Paul Brocker. Good morning, Paul.
Hello, Chris. It's nice to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming in and sharing. And again, if you are listening this morning on the radio, know that you can also watch our Community Spotlight program live streamed on the KRIM Radio Facebook page. And again, talking about the Aspire Arizona Foundation. Paul, for those listening and watching that maybe have never heard of the organization, can you just give an explanation of what the organization does?
I would be happy to. The essentially in 2013, a group of about 7 folks, 7 of us, put together a nonprofit organization, because you may recall back in those days there was discussion of a possible ASU campus and things like that. And our thoughts at the time was, how do we help local students if that happens, you know? And so that it didn't come to fruition, but what we did then in 2016, we found a way to kind of move forward with our mission of helping local students, you know, move toward college and things like that. And when this dual credit program came into existence, and we worked with the community college and the high school, and essentially began to build a program where we would help students who took, they had to, I can go through some of the processes, but students who qualified to take the college level courses, then we would be able to, we wanted to be able to raise enough funds in the community to pay their tuition. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much where we are today. Since 2016 we've been doing that, and it's all because of donors in the community, folks who care about our high school kids getting a head start on their college education. And so we annually raise funds. We hold an annual golf tournament, and we do year-end fundraising, which is what we're in the middle of right now, to ensure that we're able to help the students who wish to participate, that we can pay that tuition for them.
And recently you had your annual golf tournament, didn't you?
We did. We had our annual golf tournaments at the Payson Golf Course. Had a nice turnout, and we really appreciate all the businesses that sponsor holes and that come out and play, and it really it's become an important thing for us to raise a good amount of money for this cause. And the nice part, I guess, the nice part and the challenging part at the moment is, mm-hmm. We have also seen a growth in we had a growth in the classes, the number of students taking classes and things like that. So we had a little downturn during COVID, like mm-hmm. everybody, and we actually this past fall, which is just wrapping up now, we ended up with a record number of students in dual enrollment courses. 145 students.
Wow.
So we feel like it's moving all in the right direction, and we're so appreciative of our local support from businesses and individuals here in town, and as well as our foundation support from a number of foundations.
Mm-hmm. So students that are eligible for the dual enrollment courses, they're juniors and seniors?
Yes. Primarily juniors and seniors are taking the courses. There are a few sophomores that are able to. They take an Accuplacer test, and if they pass that test, then they're eligible to look at, when they're registering. They're okay to register for these dual credit courses, which are taught by professors or individuals that have college, they're college accredited professors. So sometimes the professors go to the high school, sometimes the high school students go to the college. It's it just depends on the coursework that's being done. So primarily the focus through the years is the general ed courses.
Yes. Yeah.
So the idea is to help the students, try to help the students get through their their beginning that first year. We've had 102 students actually earn more than a full year of their college since we began, and at the moment with this past fall class that was such a nice growth for us. We've about 670 students have taken part in the program since we began it in 2016.
Wow, wow, that's great. And just thinking about the numbers for this year, 145 students is approximately an entire class. I mean, the average class size at our high school seems to be around 140, 150. I know the junior class, and that's where
it's a little larger.
A little, yeah, I think it's 240, which is crazy, and I think that's where that spike is, but or what caused that spike. But it's still an impressive number, because out of basically 2 classes, it's that's almost an entire class of students.
Right.
So almost half of the junior and senior class population that's taking dual enrollment courses.
Right.
That's great.
Yeah, I think it's and it's really a credit to our own community. I mean, the community is the one who has stepped up and said this is important for us, and in a rural education setting and things like that, we're very proud of Payson and what our community has come together to do to help these students. It's very gratifying, when we actually, one of the most gratifying things is we've actually had 5 students. I know that's not an overwhelming number, but 5 students who have actually achieved their associate degree at the community college at the same time they're graduating as their seniors at the Payson High School. So
Yeah.
it's really, like anything, it's students' motivation and what they want to do and so on, and it creates a learning experience for students, just to at least get, at a minimum, to get a sense of what college is about.
Yeah, I think was one of those students, Emmy Whaley?
Emmy Whaley, yes.
Yeah, and I remember she came on our
Yes.
Community Spotlight with you a couple, 2-3 years ago, whenever she was a senior. And she right now is in Flagstaff at NAU.
Correct.
But I remember her sharing her experience with Aspire Arizona Foundation and being able to get her associate's degree
Right.
while in high school. But also something that stood out from what she shared was when she went to her orientation up at NAU, and she was sharing with other students from across the state and from other states, about the Aspire Arizona Foundation program, how she already had her associate's degree, how all of the classes were paid for, everything was paid for, and all of the other students were just blown away. They were from Metro, the Phoenix metro area, from California, other states, and all of them said, we've never heard of any program like this.
Well, it's funny, every now and then I go on the internet and I just try to see if I can find a foundation that's, similar to what we're doing, and belong to a couple of groups that, are nonprofit groups and things like that, and just try to find if there's anything that kind of matches what we're doing. And I'd be curious if there's another small town that has something you know, of this nature. But so far I haven't located anything. That doesn't mean there's not something out there. It just means that I haven't come across them at this point. But and I think Emmy's a great story, because I believe that she is going to graduate in May from NAU, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And we have now what's really been kind of fun for the board. We have a board of 11 volunteers, all Payson residents, who spend a lot of time talking to people, making people aware, making parents aware, students aware of this program, and all of those folks are an important cog in the machine of getting the word out here in the Payson area. So. So we're very fortunate to have a very active board, a very committed board, and we have each spring we honor our Aspire scholars with a breakfast where we bring those scholars together with the donors at the RIM Club, and have a nice breakfast, and the donors get to meet some of the students, and so it's a nice. That's really grown over the years as well. So, so a lot going on, but our primary focus right now is to get those funds raised for our record number of students.
Yeah, and you're right. Looking and just I'm friends with Emmy on Facebook, and she had posted she finished her third and final semester of practicum at Cromer Elementary School in Flagstaff, ready for student teaching and graduation in the spring.
Yeah, there she is.
Yeah.
No, she did a lot for us. She was she just was a wonderful spokesperson for the program, and we appreciated all that she did to make people aware, of the program. So.
No, it's really good. And I remember I was just trying to find another young person you had brought on, but not Anderson, Hatch.
Anderson Hatch.
Anderson, and then his brother, his older brother.
Yes, Anderson wasn't with me, but Anderson, we started a couple of years ago because of the support of the community. We also started. Students that had gone through the Aspire program could apply for a scholarship at the end of their senior year for potentially getting us some additional assistance as they moved on into their college career. So, and Anderson was one of those that received some funds from us, and I think we've done now. The last 2 years we've done 6 additional scholarships, so that's made it very nice. One thing that we have found is that the Aspire program, what it's done is, I mentioned a little earlier, one of the things that we've done is been able to just give students a chance to test college out a little bit, and over the years we find about 17% of our students earn 3 to 5 credits. And a lot of times those students will say, well, I don't know that college is really for me, and that's perfect. The college isn't for everybody. But then they can move into some of the trades and things like that through the NAVIT program, and have some support there as well. So the nice part about it is that these rural students get a chance to test it out, see if they really like it, see if it's the kind of thing that it really makes a difference for them. And if it's not, there's other options.
Yeah.
Yep,
and that was, sorry, I couldn't remember his name, Connor Hatch. And Connor, I remember when he was on the program, that was one of the things that he shared was the confidence that it gave him in doing college classes, so it wasn't quite as intimidating when he went off to college, because he had some college credits under his belt. He's been taking college courses, so he had an idea or a feeling of what it will be like, a little bit.
Sure.
Not all of it, the whole college experience in life, but as far as the classes, a little bit more on what to expect.
Right. Well, and it's funny, as you're talking about Emmy, but one of the other things that we're really seeing, which is pretty gratifying to our board, is we're seeing some of our early students that when we first started back in 2016, 2017, and so on, they're now, they've graduated and have gone on to grad school, a number of them. And we had a couple of students back from who were PhD, had just entered PhD program for engineering at ASU, and then they spoke to the students at our annual breakfast. So it gave, it gave them a little, the students they can get to this stage. And a lot of the students have enjoyed talking to the previous Payson High School students who are now, moving on into not only a bachelor program, but have moved on to graduate programs.
Someone else that recently heard speak about Aspire Arizona Foundation and the impact it had on her was Veronica Volk. And now she's a board member.
Yes, Veronica is our first, really was one of the first students back in that. And back in those early years, in the 2016, 2017 range, I think all the way to almost 2019, but I'm not sure of my fact on that one. But we were doing one course a semester for, 1 3-hour course for a semester.
Yes.
That's what we were paying for. Well, now, again, because of our donors and because of our, the work that the board has done, in getting out into the community, we're now able to pay for 3 courses per semester. So our current students can take up to 3 courses a semester, which means they can take 6 courses a year.
Yes.
And so that moves you along pretty nicely if you do that for a couple of years.
Yes.
You start into college with most of your general electives, taken care of, which, if your first year is out of the way of college, when you enter college, if you were an ASU, you're talking, that's $14,000 the family's saved, something in that range. So, we like to believe that, by giving this opportunity or making this opportunity available, we're also helping families here in Payson, save some money and as their children grow into the college age.
Yeah, do you have a dollar figure? I know you've stated as far as the number of students that have participated, but what is the estimated dollar figure?
Well, over the years, since 2016, we've paid for 7,850 college credits, and we're just almost to 500,000 in tuition paid.
Wow!
We're just shy of that as a result. Or when we paid the tuition for the students this past fall, that took us to just under 500,000. Tuition paid.
So roughly $500,000.
Correct.
$500,000, and I think that's possible because of the collective effort, because of everyone, participating, pitching in a little bit. Collectively, that's what you're able to accomplish.
No, that's correct. And as I said, we have 102 students that have finished, of the 670 who have finished the full year of college. So 102 families have been impacted pretty significantly by the program. Families here in Payson.
Yeah. So 1 year of college, again, you said
it's
approximately
$13,000 to $14,000. Yeah. And so it's a program that really has grown. I mean, we've seen as the numbers of students have grown, we've also seen more and more people in the community realize what an advantage this is to the community as a whole, and have stepped forward and helped us out quite a bit. I think one of the big changes that we've made in the last year is that we are now able, and this has helped us with our fundraising. Again, we have a number of foundations that help us. We do grant applications to 3 foundations right now, and all have funded us, which is, you know, very nice. And then we have a couple of local organizations that you know, have stepped up and helped in funding. And then we have over 110 to 120 annual donors, which means
wow.
a lot of individuals and businesses through various means have, you know, stepped up and helped us out. So that, you know, that makes a big difference when you have that kind of broad community support.
Mm-hmm. And if you want to go online and learn more about Aspire, the Aspire Arizona Foundation, the website is aspirearizona.com. So aspirearizona.com. That is the website. It has information about Aspire Arizona, also about the dual credit scholarships, also the ability to donate. So Give Now is one of the categories or menu options right on the top. And there's a button where you can donate. There's also the address where you can mail a donation. There's a form you can download to complete that they ask if you can send that with the donation.
Right.
Also, Paul's email address is on there, a phone number, just all the contact information you would need.
Right. And if somebody, you know, as I said, we're now able to, if people want to make a stock transfer, and that for some people that's a valuable tax advantage to go that route. They can email me and I can get them the information necessary for them to make that transfer. So we've had those occur already, and it's again, with your tax, in cooperation or in consultation with your tax advisor, looking into that can be very advantageous for your tax situation as well.
Mm-hmm. And on here also it has some of the Aspire scholars and their testimonial, or they share
Right.
their experience. Crystal Covey from 2017.
Right.
So one of the first participants.
Right, she was in that, she was in those first couple of years when we were just doing one class at a time, you know, or one class. So, and she's gone on and is doing quite well, and graduated from ASU, and has a nice job over, I believe, in the mining area over near Globe area.
And that's right.
Yeah.
And then a couple of students that will be graduating, or just graduated this past year, Cody Clyburn and Raul Saez Peralta.
Correct. Well, you know, Cody was with us last year on the air.
Yeah.
So he
That's
was,
right.
And he's doing well. And again, we're in the, we actually are now in a place where we're getting enough of the graduates enough of our students, our Aspire scholars who have gone on to college and are now graduating, is that we're also in the midst of starting a little Aspire alumni club.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So, and some of the students come back and tell us their stories, and can help us a little bit in getting the word out about the impact that it's had on them.
No, that is great. Again, that website is aspirearizona.com, and also information about the annual golf tournament. If you missed it this year, you know, make sure you put it on your calendar for next year, and that is usually in September, correct?
Yeah, right. Well, we have a tentatively scheduled right now for September 13th.
Okay.
And so we do our board meeting in January. We'll finalize that whole process for this next year. But at the moment, it's tentatively on the calendar for September 13th.
Nice. All right. Well, anything else? Any other information, Paul, that you would like to share? Or?
Well, just a couple stats, just to let people know about the way first of all, you know, our great thanks to the community college and to the high school. I mean, this this is a team effort, and the high school has been fantastic in working with us and in getting the word out to students. All the advisors and the leadership of the high school has just been so good, and as well as the community college, which again is where the students get their credit through, and we're and those credit. I think the thing that's important is to know is that these students, I mean, these courses will transfer not just to Arizona schools, but to schools outside of Arizona.
Okay.
And so students have a chance to really kind of broaden their horizon on what they want to do. Again, you know how it is. I mean, I'm sure all of us that went to college, we changed our major about 3 or 4 times, you know, before we decided where we were. And this gives the students just a head start, you know, to begin that process.
The other thing also, I don't know if we talked about this or you had mentioned this, but the scholarships as well. So you, the Arizona Aspire Foundation, awards 2 $5,000 scholarships to seniors each year as well.
Correct. Right. We students that perform, that are high performers in the dual credit program receive an invitation to apply for scholarships.
Wow.
And last year we gave out we have initially we started at 2, but we have given out 3 now.
Oh, okay.
And so we've been able to, and again, all of this is because of our donors. I mean, the people who see this as important as our board sees it, and our board's out right now. Like I say, this is the year-end fundraising effort, and you know, folks can make a check out to Aspire Arizona Foundation and send it to us at 431 South Beeline Highway, Suite 1, right here in Payson, and we keep our expenses way down. The MHA Foundation supports us, and that covers a good portion of our expenses as well. We're able to utilize some of their office space, and we don't actually have an office, but we're able to work with them to get our office needs taken care of. So they've been very supportive. We have the McKinley Educational Initiative that's been very supportive. MSA here in Payson has been supportive, and the Holbrook Pyle Foundation out of the Arizona Community Foundation are all folks, along with, as I say, those 110, 120 local folks. And it's really important to get those gifts of 100 and so on, because we need to, as a public charity, we need to have broad community support.
Yeah, and it wow, sounds like that definitely is happening. And boy, we really appreciate everyone that has contributed, is contributing, the board, all the volunteers, everyone that makes this possible.
Yeah, it's an all-volunteer effort of folks, residents right here in Payson, and we're excited that the students and the high school and the community college have embraced it the way they have.
Well, hey, it's about that time, 10:30, so thank you, Paul, for sharing this morning, for coming on, and for everything that you do and have done with the Aspire Arizona Foundation. Again, I encourage everyone listening and watching, go to aspirearizona.com to learn more about this just incredible program that our students here in RIM country are so blessed to have access to.
And we just thank everybody who supports us. That's what makes it happen. So thank you to them.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening and watching today. I hope you have a beautiful Tuesday. Time to get back to the music here on KRIM with some REM, Duran Duran, Foo Fighters, and more. But first, let's get a quick update from the National Weather Service.
With this morning's KRIM weather forecast,
See you guys.